guys, it's Marian and welcome to Mercury's Fun Learning Activities. Our activities are focused on different topics such as science, history, health, and even arts. This week, we're going to go over International Week. But first, we're going to be using our vocabulary words to guess our activity today. Let's get started with our first word, which is resolution. Resolution is a firm decision to do or not to do something. Next up is parable. Parable is a short story that teaches a moral or spiritual lesson. And finally is myth. Myth is a traditional story, especially when considering the early history of people, or explaining a supernatural being or event. Now, what do you guys think we're going to be learning about today using those vocabulary words? Well, if you guys guess folk tales, you guys are correct. We're going to be telling you guys a few folk tales with a special activity. Now let's move on to Mercedes so she can show you this amazing activity.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you 3 different activities. So I'm going to show you what you will need for each activity in order. For the first activity, you will need this handout, which is just a fox. All we're going to do is cut it out and glue him together. And for that, you will also need some glue and some scissors. For our second activity, you guys will need 4 squares, 4 tiny little squares. Go ahead and just cut them out of construction paper, colorful paper, or white paper. And you will also need glue and scissors. And for our final activity, you guys will need this coloring sheet. It's just a coloring sheet, and you guys will need some color pencils to complete this. And throughout this activity, I want you guys to also have open ears so you guys can listen to the folktales I will be telling you today. And let's get started with our activity. For the first activity, all you have to do is cut out the fox and glue him together. While you guys do this activity, I will tell you the first folktale from the Mayan culture.
And a coyote came up to her. "I've brought some good news for you. Do you want to hear it?" asked the coyote. "Do you really have some good news?" the hen asked. The coyote answered, "It's about the 2 of us. Hear this. The coyote and the hen have made peace. Now we're going to be friends, and you can come down from the tree. We'll hug each other as a sign of goodwill." The hen kept asking if it was true what the coyote was saying. "Where was this peace treaty approved, Brother Coyote?" The coyote answered, "Over there, by the hunting grounds, on the other side of the mountain. Hurry up and come down so we can celebrate this moment of peace." The hen asked, "Over there, on the other side of the mountain?" "I am telling the truth. Come down from the tree," insisted the coyote. "Maybe you are telling the truth, brother. I see that the dog is coming to celebrate the fiesta with us, because you and he are also going to make peace. I see him coming near. I hear him coming. He's coming fast, and he's going to grab me."
The theme
Now
of this
that
story
you and
is
he
to
have made
not
peace,
trust
do you
those
hear,
who
Brother
want to bring
Coyote?
harm
Do
to
you
you,
hear?
and never
asked the
believe
hen.
the words of
She
your
was very
enemies.
happy and came down from the branches of the tree. The coyote accepted this explanation and ran away. As the hen said, the dog was coming. That's why he left. The hen didn't want to come down from the tree. She didn't fall in front of the coyote. If she had, he would have eaten her. She realized he was just telling her lies. This is the end of the coyote and the hen.
Now we're gonna start the second activity shortly. So go ahead and get those 4 pieces of square paper so we can start on our second activity, which is gonna be a little bit of origami. And the folk tale that I will be telling you is a Nigerian folk tale that is called Why the Sun and the Moon Live in the Sky. So let's get started with this activity.
Many years ago, the sun and water were great friends, and both lived on the earth together. The sun very often used to visit the water, but the water never returned his visits. At last, the sun asked the water why it was that he never came to see him in his house. The water replied that the sun's house was not big enough, and that if he came with his people, he would drive the sun out. He then said, "If you wish me to visit you, you must build a very large compound. But I warn you that it will have to be a tremendous place, as my people are very numerous and take up a lot of room." The sun promised to build a very big compound, and soon afterward he returned home to his wife, the moon. He greeted him with a broad smile when he opened the door. The sun told the moon what he had promised the water, and the next day commenced building a huge compound in which to entertain his friend. When it was completed, he asked the water to come visit him the next day. When the water arrived, he called out to the sun and asked him whether it would be safe for him to enter, and the sun answered, "Yes, come in, my friend." The water began to flow in, accompanied by the fish and all the water animals. Very soon, the water was knee-deep, so he asked the sun if it was still safe, and the sun again said, "Yes." So more water came in. When the water was level with the top of the man's head, the water said to the sun, "Do you want more of my people to come?" And the sun and the moon both answered, "Yes," not knowing any better. So the water flowed on until the sun and the moon had to perch themselves to the top of the roof. Again, the water addressed the sun, but receiving the same answer and more of his people rushing in, the water was very soon overflowing the top of the roof, and the sun and the moon were forced to go up into the sky, where they have remained ever since. And like I said in the beginning of this folktale, that this is part of the Nigerian culture. It's part of the folktale. Is actually part of their culture, and it is believed that this is why they believe that the sun and the moon live in the sky. And hopefully, while I was telling you the folktale, you were following along with the activity. For this activity, you will have to do this 4 times to your 4 pieces of paper. So just keep following all the steps that I am doing here so you can complete this activity. So as you can see here, I am finishing up my second foldable, and here I am grabbing the 3rd paper, and I'm gonna start folding it again, and just go ahead and repeat this process until you have the 4 pieces folded. Once that you have all 4 pieces together or folded, you're gonna go ahead and start stacking them against each other. So basically, go ahead and get your glue stick, and on one of the flaps, dab a little bit of glue, and grab another one of your folded pieces and just stack it on and hold it in place for a few seconds so it sticks together. Now go ahead and put glue on the other side on the little tab and do the same process all over again. Make sure to hold it in place for a few seconds so it stays down. Go ahead and repeat it on the other flap and put on your 4th piece. And go ahead and just lift up that little flap and glue on or put on some glue in order for it to stick together. And once you've held it in place for a few seconds, we're gonna go ahead and lift up each little flap and put some glue behind it so it can lay down. So go ahead and repeat this process for all 4 little pieces, and you are now complete with your origami sun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the sun we created today. We obviously used the origami technique in order to complete this fun activity. So if you guys missed any steps, always remember that you can pause and replay any part of this video. So for the final activity of the day, you are going to need this coloring page and some color pencils. So this folktale is about the Eskimo culture, and it is about why the moon waxes and wanes. So go ahead and get your colored pencils and start coloring while I tell you this folktale. In a certain village on the Yukon River, there once lived 4 brothers and a sister. The sister companion was the youngest boy, of whom she was very fond. The boy was lazy and could never be made to work. The other brothers were great hunters, and in the fall they hunted at sea, for they lived near the shore. As soon as the bladder feast in December was over, they went to the mountains and hunted for reindeers. The boy never went with them, but remained at the house with his sister, and they amused each other. One time, however, she became angry at him, and at night, when she carried food to the other brothers in the kishimi, or assembly house where the man slept, she gave none to the youngest brother. When she went out of the assembly house, she saw a ladder leading up to the sky, with a line hanging down by the side of it. Taking hold of the line, she ascended the ladder, going up into the sky. As she was going up, the youngest brother came out, and seeing her, at once ran back and called to his brothers, "Our sister is climbing the sky! Our sister is climbing the sky!" "Oh, you lazy youngster, why do you tell us that? She is not doing such a thing," they said. "Come and see for yourself. Come, quick," he cried, very much excited. Sure enough, up she was going at a rapid rate. The boy caught up in his sealskin breeches and began in a hurry, thrust one leg into them, and then drew the deerskin socks on the other foot as he ran outside. There he saw the girl far up in the sky and began at once going up the ladder towards her. But she floated away, he following in return. The girl became the sun and the boy became the moon, and ever since that time he pursues but never overtakes her. At night the sun sinks in the west, and the moon is seen coming up in the east to go circling after, but always too late. The moon, being without food, wanes slowly away from starvation until it is quite lost to sight. Then the sun reaches out and feeds it from the dish in which she carried food to the kishimi. After the moon is fed and gradually brought to full, it is permitted to starve again, thus pursuing the waxing and the waning which we see every month. This tale was of why the moon waxes and wanes from the Eskimo culture, and hopefully you guys had fun learning some fun folk tales about trust and reasons why things happen for what they are, with the folk tales of other cultures around the world. So hopefully you guys now have enough time to work on all 3 of your activities we did today and finish making them if you didn't have enough time before, or if you were able to complete them, to go ahead and think about the folk tales I told you today. So I will go ahead and let Marian finish off this video, and go ahead and just finish your activities you are working on. So take it away, Marian.
Hey guys, it's Marian again, and let's get to know a little bit more about folktales. From why are they so interesting and why were they created to what's the oldest folktale that we know today? Well, the reason for folktales was to explain things that go around us. Sometimes it was to discipline or frighten children to not do certain activities or go certain places to a point where to teach lessons overall. Folktales go from being legends to myths to fairy tales and to fables. All those are under folktales. Now, why are they interesting? It's from their creative side, from the magical lands to the characters that exist there. These folktales capture the reader to know what happened to that king that did so bad to their knights, or what happened to the dragon. Did he find true love? I don't know. That's what all folktales are about. Knowing what happens next and what's the purpose of this whole story. Now, the oldest folktale, you guys might know them actually. One is Beauty and the Beast, and the other one is I can't say his name, Rumpelstiltskin. It's a little hard to say, and they are 4,000 years old. Like a long, long time ago, and to this day, people still talk about them, or there are even movies about them. So no matter where you go, guys, there is a folktale, and don't be afraid to make your own if you like to. Well, guys, hope you guys enjoy this video and come back for more. Please like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell to get to know more about us. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.